Right then, striker is seemingly the most important position to upgrade this summer for Erik ten Hag and Manchester United. So in this video, we're talking through one of the best options possible this summer, and that is Victor Osimhen. We'll first look at his career path. So he's 24 years old right now. He started off in his Europe career at Wolfsburg, didn't really get much opportunity there, he didn't get any game time in his first season. He was still very young at this point. Second season, 13 games, 3 starts, didn't get a goal assist, so didn't really happen. Then he moved to Belgium, to Charleroi, and that's where he broke out, got onto the scene for Europe. So still a young player here. 25 games, 22 starts, 12 goals, 3 assists. Not bad, not like amazing. That put him on every top club's radar, but for someone like Lille who wants to develop young players, it was perfect. And then he moves to Lille and showed his quality there. 38 games in all competitions, 33 starts, 18 goals, 5 assists. So moved to a harder league, a much harder league in France compared to Belgium, and improved in all categories. And that put him to Napoli, where they paid big money for him in 2020. And that's when COVID was happening, so you thought, what's this transfer? 70 million euros, 70 million pounds kind of. For a player like this, they had immense faith in him. And it was a rocky start, you know. Injuries plagued his first 2 seasons, kind of. First season, only 19 starts, 30 appearances, 10 goals, 3 assists. For a striker they invested 70 million in, wasn't really the greatest return. But second season, Napoli were a better side. In the first half of the season, you thought they were challenging for title, but Osimhen got injured in the second half of the season, and that really hurt their season. So in 26 starts and 32 games overall, 18 goals, 2 assists, so he's improved. Not the finished article yet. You can there's still the potential there everyone saw, but didn't have that, not the breakout season. This season though, what a player he's been this season, along with Victor Kvaratskhelia, that has been his running mate this season. 29 games, 26 starts, 25 goals, 4 assists. So again, more improvement every single season. Apart from his first season at Napoli, he has improved. And even for Nigeria, very good return, 15 goals and 7 assists in 19 starts. Very good for him. So what you can see from here is, as the competition levels up, he's not taking a massive dip every time. And even going from like the Europa League into the Champions League, he's getting more goals in the Champions League. So the constant improvement has been a feature of Osimhen's career path. Let's look at the pros in Victor Osimhen's game. Elite athleticism. That is his pace. He's one of the fastest players in Europe. Frightens defenders. His jumping leap is insane. Go along with that, he's 6'2", 6'3". He is an athletic monster and scares the life out of defenders. In Serie A, when defenders are a bit slow, a bit older, maybe that's one thing that might not translate to Premier League, but they are frightened of him and he makes them look silly week in, week out. It's a huge difference to what strikers have been like in the past. Multiple scoring threats. He can score with a left foot, right foot, header. This season, 4 left-footed goals. He's had 3 in his whole career before the season, 4 this season. So again, more improvement in his game. 13 right-footed goals, 8 headed goals. So threats all round wherever he is in the penalty box. Great work rate off the ball. You know, Napoli play high up the pitch, a high pressing style, and he's the leader of that. Along with his great athleticism, he leads that press, and he's frightening when Napoli are defending from front because he just pounces on defenders, and that works with his off-ball work rate as well. When Napoli are in possession as well, the amount of runs he makes in behind scares defenders with his pace like that as well. So he knows not only does he have great athleticism, the great technique with his shots, but he combines that with great movement as well, great IQ in the game. That's what makes him so good. We've seen so many players over here with the great athleticism, with some great technique, with some great IQ, but they don't all put together. Osimhen has put it all together, and that's what makes him one of the most highly rated strikers in Europe. And last pro, constant improvement. You can see the scoring averages year on year, always an improvement, always leveling up in competition, and always, you know, leveling up to that competition he's playing in. Now, along with his pros, let's talk about some stats behind that and what Erik ten Hag wants in a striker. So we've seen, not only at his time at Man United, but at his times in the past at Utrecht and at Ajax he had Haller. He had Klaas-Jan Huntelaar as well, Brian Brobby at times. The only real time he deviated from having that tall target man like striker that works hard up front, he's even had that at Man United Weghorst, is Tadic in the Champions League at false 9. That's the only time he had it. Even like Kasper Dolberg, when he was very young. So this is probably the highest level type of striker he can get, along with Erling Haaland. There's no better player, target man, fox in the box, pressing monster. I don't think there's any better Osimhen that Osimhen can bring. He gets chances for himself. 0.76 non-penalty expected goals per 90. 99th percentile in that. His shots per 90, 4.41, 99th percentile. 7.21 touches as a penalty area per 90. 96th percentile. 12.2 metres average shot distance, 92nd percentile. He is that box threat. That's what Ten Hag wants. He wants his creative players on the outside of the box, but he always wants that threat in the box that takes defenders away from the people on the outside. And that's exactly what Osimhen is. He won't go roaming. He might go, obviously sometimes he might go roam, but he will stay there and always be that threat, occupies 1 or 2 defenders. That's what Ten Hag wants. And that's what Osimhen is. And probably the highest level a striker can be at that. Now, a few of his weaknesses: playmaking. He's not the greatest playmaker. You know, he varies at the box sometimes. He has decent link-up play. You've seen it with Kvaratskhelia, with Lozano, with Politano this season. He's decent link play, not the greatest. It's not anything really advanced. You know, 1.01 key passes per 90, 47th percentile forwards. You know, 0.11 expected assists per 90, 41st percentile. So he's not the worst there, but not the greatest. And that's probably not what Ten Hag even wants in a striker, so it's not the most important thing. He would be literally the best player on the planet if he's good at playmaking. So having one area of weakness isn't that bad. And then injuries, you know, I think this season it's been better for him. He got injured a bit earlier in the season, but in the past he didn't really know how to use his body, but wasn't really smart with it because he's so fast, so all action. He would get himself into difficult positions and pick up injuries from flying his body everywhere, kind of like Eric Bailly did for Man United. And that was probably the concern with Osimhen before this season. He seems to be worked on that this season, but he gets into so many positions, he moves his body in weird directions, which makes him great, like Eric Bailly. But how great is it when you're injured for half a season? Not great, but this season he's played more games than ever. It seems like he's starting to figure out that, which is, again, more pros, constant improvement. And then last, you know, kind of cost. He'll cost a lot of money. With Napoli fighting for Champions League, they're going to win the Serie A. He's going to cost a lot of money. We don't know what the budget's going to be this summer. We don't know FFP, owners. We don't know what the budget could be. If the budget is 300 million, 140, 150 million on Osimhen is not that big. But if that's all the budget, is it worth it? That's what people have to think about. And now the last thing, will Osimhen fit in with the other players that Man United have right now? So, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Antony, Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho. What's the kind of striker they want to play with? Well, and what's the kind of people Osimhen needs around him? So Osimhen wants creators around him, like Kvaratskhelia, like Lozano, like Politano at Napoli, Zielinski. Creators around him. Man United have got that. Antony can create. He has a good crossing. We saw that connection with Haller at Ajax. That's very good. Sancho, he had that connection with Haaland. Again, another potential good partnership they can have there. Rashford's connection with Osimhen can be similar to maybe Kvaratskheilia's connection. Maybe Rashford's not as good of a playmaker, but he's been more of a scorer this season. But we saw when Rashford played with Cavani, he had more playmaking. He had 10 plus assists that season. So maybe when the less of the burden is to score for Rashford, creating for Osimhen can be that bad. But then Bruno Fernandes, I don't think it matters what striker he plays with. He links up with anyone. He's got great crossing ability. He's got great pass ability, off the ball runs, and kind of like he's just a better version of like Zielinski for Napoli. So I think if there's a striker that perfectly fits all of these players, it is Victor Osimhen and the squad, because it not only fits the players around him, but also what Ten Hag wants. there literally couldn't be many better players in Europe that fit what this team needs right now. And I think, personal opinion, he's the best option. There is other options, but you could check out videos coming soon on the likes of Harry Kane, Gonzalo Ramos, Evan Ferguson, Holland from Atalanta. But I think age-wise, what fits him in the squad, I think this is the perfect striker for Ten Hag. Let me know in the comments on your thoughts, whether you want Osimhen, whether you think he's worth the money. Just let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. See you next time.